Hello friends, today we are going to learn about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. So according to de Broglie, whenever the particle of mass m, whenever this suppose this is the particle moves with some velocity, then the wave system is associated with it, or the wave is associated with it like this. Here, the wave is associated with it. So this is the de Broglie's hypothesis. So whenever the particle is moving with some velocity, that is v, the wave is associated with it. When the particle is considered as a wave, then the certain physical parameters of the particle, for example, physical parameters means the position of the particle and its wavelength. It means the momentum, that is the momentum. These are the physical conjugate parameters of the particle. For example, energy of the particle and its time, energy of the particle and its time. These are the pair of physical parameters associated with the particle. Also, suppose this is the angular momentum and the angular displacement, that is nothing but suppose that is the phi here. So these are the parameters associated with the moving particle. Whenever the particle is in motion, the wave system is associated with it, and these are the parameters, physical pair of the physical parameters of the particles: position and the momentum, energy and the time, angular momentum and the angular displacement, etc. Now, how to measure these parameters simultaneously here? So, as far as if suppose only the particle and it is moving according to classical mechanics, wave is not associated with it, and in those cases, these parameters can be measured with accurately and simultaneously. X and the momentum can be measured, E and T can be measured, J and phi can be measured according to classical mechanics very accurately and simultaneously. But when the particle is exhibiting the wave nature, then the question arises, is it possible to determine these physical pair of the parameters simultaneously and accurately? The answer for this question is given by the Heisenberg. It is impossible to determine simultaneously the two conjugate parameters of the particle with great accuracy and simultaneously. If one quantity is measured accurately, other quantity is less accurate. If other quantity is measured accurately, the first quantity is less accurate here. And the product of the uncertainties. For example, if suppose A and B are the two parameters, two physical quantities associated with the moving particle, A and B here, or like this in general here, A and B are the two parameters. Here, A and B are the two physical parameters associated with the moving particle. Then these two parameters here are not accurately and simultaneously we can measure. If one quantity is measured accurately, other quantity is less accurate, and vice versa. And therefore, here, if suppose delta E is nothing but the uncertainty while determining the A quantity, while delta B is nothing but here the uncertainty in determining the other quantity in simultaneous measurement, then it is seen that the product of these two quantities must always be, it is greater than or is equal to, it is found that the H cross divided by 2, and this is known as the Heisenberg uncertainty principle here. Heisenberg, where the H cross is reduced to Planck's constant, and it is equal to what here? The H upon 2 pi, H being the Planck's constant here. So delta A into delta B is greater than or is equal to H cross divided by 2 pi. So what is delta A? It is error while determining, because both the quantities cannot be measured very accurately. So error is introduced. Suppose delta E is nothing but what here? The error or the uncertainty while measurement of the A physical quantity. While delta B is nothing but what here? These are what here? The conjugate physical quantities here. That can be, we can define the uncertainty principle in that. Delta B is nothing but the error or the uncertainty while determining the B physical parameter associated with the particle, and the product of these two is always be greater than or equal to what here? The H cross divided by 2, and this is called as the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Now, for example, we will take the typical physical parameters. For example, position and the momentum. So it is known as the particularly position and momentum uncertainty principle. Momentum uncertainty principle. So the first, for example, position and the momentum uncertainty principle. Now, in classical mechanics, if the particle is moving, if suppose this particle is moving here, that is with velocity v, here mass m, suppose, then at time t, it goes to here. It goes to, after a certain time, it goes to here. The position of this particle here and its momentum, the position, that is x, as well as the momentum of the particle. Momentum is nothing but what here? The product of the mass and velocity. Both quantity can be measured very accurately and simultaneously if here, according to classical mechanics, if the particle is moving, then both the quantities x and p can be measured very accurately at this point. Suppose here the x1 p1. After certain at time t1, here suppose at time t2 it maybe goes to here. Then at this position also it is these quantities, position of the particle, that is x2, and its momentum, that is nothing but here p2, can be measured very accurately at this point, and so on. So according to classical mechanics, the position and momentum of the particle we can measure simultaneously with great accuracy. But according to quantum mechanics here this particle is moving, it can be considered as what here? It can be considered as a wave packet, or here like this. When the particle is moving, it can be considered as what here? The wave packet. Here, the wave packet like this. Here. So, the particle in motion can be considered as a wave. And if suppose this wave is narrow, if suppose this is the wave is narrow, like this, narrow, then in this case, particle is where? Here, uncertain. So, uncertainty is developed by determining the position of the particle. We cannot measure particle, position of the particle very accurately. And simultaneously, momentum also we can measure not accurately. So, in this case here, position can be measured very accurately. In this case, x can be measured very accurately here. If the wave train or the wave packet associated with the moving particle is narrow, then position can be measured very accurately. While here, its momentum, that is its wavelength, we cannot be measured accurately, not accurate. It is measured accurately, it is not accurate, less accurate. In short, accurately, it cannot be measured, not accurately. So, if the wave train associated with the moving particle, then the position of the particle can be measured accurately, but not its wavelength or the momentum. But if the wave train is wide, like this, if the wave train is wide here, and so on, if the wave train is wide here, associated with the moving particle, so in this case, to determine the position of the particle from here to here, the large error is introduced. So, x is not less accurate, it is less accurate. position of the particle is less accurate, while the momentum or the wavelength, this wavelength can be measured with great accuracy. Wavelength can be great accuracy, more accurate. I will say here, more accurate. But in both the cases here, the error is introduced. Here, while measurement of the position of the particle, error is less. While the simultaneous measurement of the momentum or the wavelength, the error is large. While here is inverted. Here, if the wavelength is or the wave packet is wide, then the position of the particle is less accurate. So the error is large here. Error is minimum here. So one quantity is measured accurately, other is less accurate, and vice versa. But the product of the errors, if suppose delta x is nothing but what here, the delta x is nothing but error while determining the position of the particle, and delta x is nothing but error while determining the momentum of the particle along the same direction, that is along x direction. Suppose that is delta px. Say here the product is always less than or is equal to, it is found to be equal to always h cross divided by 2 pi, and this is known as the position momentum uncertainty principle. Delta x here, if delta x is large, delta px is small. If delta px error while determining simultaneous determination of the momentum and the position, here the error is large, here is error less, here error large, here is error less, but the product of the errors is always greater than or equal to h cross upon 2 pi. This is the position momentum uncertainty principle. Similarly, we can write here the energy. Similarly, we can write energy and time, energy time uncertainty principle. Energy time uncertainty principle. In this case, suppose we are trying to measure the energy and the time simultaneously, then it is seen that here, for example, if suppose the electron is present here in the ground state, this is ground state, this is unexcited state, excited state we will say, this is excited state, and this is ground state, this is the ground state. Then here the electron goes from this to this, suppose by some means. Here electron goes from this to this is unstable position here, and it will again drops. This is before collision, and suppose some energy is incident here like this, some photon is incident here, giving the energy. If suppose this is the ground energy, that is E1 say, this is excited energy, that is E2 say, and suppose the atom is initially present in the E1 state here, E1 state like this. This is the before collision situation. After collision, what will happen is that this is some photon is incident here, that is h mu. What we will say here, h mu is nothing but photon is incident here. When this incident, what will happen is that it goes to the higher energy level. So h mu is equal to, suppose it is the difference between these two energies, that is nothing but E2 minus E1. H mu is equal to, therefore it goes to the what here, this goes to the higher energy level here, it goes to here like this. Then it is most unstable in this state. So suppose energy here at energy, that is nothing but E of the electron in this state here, and to have the stable position, it drops to the lower energy level from here to here, again, and emitting the energy that is equal to what here, h mu is equal to again, h mu is equal to E2 minus E1. This much energy is emitted here, and the time here, the lifetime of the electron in this state is t. Energy is nothing but E, lifetime is nothing but t. So to determine these two quantities simultaneously here, and the electron is moving, it can be associated as a wave. it can be treated as a wave here. Then what will happen is that to measure the energy and time of the electron in this state, quantum state here, the particularly we cannot measure energy and the time simultaneously. The error is introduced in these two physical quantities. If suppose delta E is nothing but error while measurement of the energy of the electron, while T is nothing but delta T is nothing but here the error introduced while measurement of the lifetime of the electron here, lifetime is very small particularly, then this comes out to be again is found to be equal to H cross divided by 2. So this is known as the energy time. So we will take this for example. There are so many, like when the electron goes to the unexcited state, to measure the energy of the electron and the time, lifetime in that state here, the error is introduced and the product of the error while measurement, simultaneous measurement of the energy and the time, the product is found to be equal to H cross divided by 2. So this is here the energy and the time uncertainty principle. Similarly, we can also define here the angular momentum and the angular displacement uncertainty principle also. So for this is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and the applications of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle gives rise to here the many applications in the physics. Now in the next lecture we will see one of the application, that is non-existence of the electron in the nucleus. We are knowing in case of the atom consists of here, the atom consists of the nucleus at the center here, and the electrons are moving around the nucleus. So this is the nucleus which contains here neutron and the proton here, and the electrons are moving. This is in the first orbit, there are 2 electrons is moving around the nucleus in different orbits like this. But here the non-existence of the electron cannot stay in the nucleus. That will be proved by means of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. How it is proved we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.